What is up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and today we've got a big old announcement. And while we talk about it, I decided, why don't we play a forehand only round? Putts included, or at least that's how we're gonna start it. Maybe not putts included. We'll see. Before we dive in, we have to ask the most important question of the day. How you doing today, Calvin? You having a good one?
So catch me if I fall.
So we've got loads of updates coming in terms of life change, other stuff, but let's talk about what we're going to be throwing out here, because we're playing the back nine at George Ward, and this is not necessarily the most forehand friendly course, or at least we're not playing the most forehand friendly layout. So what are we throwing? We have Precious Child, of course, probably going to be putting with it. We have this mystery purple premium plastic disc. We have a Dune in premium plastic. We have a Halo Polecat, aka a dynamic disc Felon. We have an Ozone, and we have a dynamic disc Raider. A nice balance of overstable to understable, because I think when you're trying forehand only rounds, it's not worth just having overstable stuff, especially because we have holes where we're gonna have to go in the opposite direction. All right, so we're gonna go 2 off the first, and man, forehands are definitely aggravating the elbow. The forehands were not what was necessarily causing my elbow issues that I had in the past, but now that it's injured, forehands are sort of keeping it aggravated. So I think that I'm gonna push playing forehands until the end of September, decide how many more tournaments I'm playing for the rest of the year, and then from there, probably take the rest of the year off of throwing forehands if we can avoid it. But I figured what better send off than a forehand only round. 220 feet uphill to the right. We're gonna start off with the Dune on forehand, and of course, 2 off the first. A little flippier than I remembered it being. That's my bad. We're throwing these on forehand. All right, here we go. Precious Child. That's much better. That's putting. Yeah, I thought about it. It's going to be bad content if we forehand putt. We'll give it a try, but we're probably going to regular putt. Who knew that this was just a forehand turnover Precious Child the entire time? All right, forehand putting. Bang. That's for you, Pete Collins. And that is why I'm probably not a good forehand only putter. So I mentioned it at the beginning. I took a year off of playing tournaments, came back, played 1 tournament, felt pretty good about it, played my next tournament, and then had a DNF due to injury. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have been very skittish about going back into 2-round tournaments, especially because unless you're playing like a big event, and usually in MPO we're playing really long layouts, which is wear and tear on the arm anyways. If you're playing like a C tier or something, it's 2 rounds in 1 day, and that can be kind of exhausting on the arm. Or you have option B that we tried out in our last event. Gonna have to let the big dog eat immediately. We're going Raider here because we are going up the left side. I think we have to, because I don't know. I think we could flex out the right side, but maybe that's the play. It says 355 to the back pin. There is no way, bro. There is no way that's only 355. Option B when it comes to playing tournaments is to, instead of playing long courses, play 2-round C tiers at short courses, which is actually what we did. First round I came out, and I think I shot like a 7 or 8 down. I think it was like 930 rated. And then the next round we kind of balled out, and I think we shot like an 11 or 12, which got us up to like a 990 rated round. Nope, into the ground. You silly, silly man. What are you doing? That was so bad. It's a nice easy turnover with the Ozone. Now I know that my specialty is short technical courses as someone who has a really good forehand, but well, I guess it's tough to say that when I literally just threw one straight into the ground. But as someone who feels like I have a good forehand, great putt, really good short game, playing short technical courses is really fun, but so much stress during tournaments because you have to birdie, like you have to go crazy on birdies. And I like that pressure, but not really why we took a year off to kind of reset our rating and do that. So struggle is real in getting back into tournaments, but I've got a game plan that, if not for news later on in the video, feels like it's moving in the right direction. Let's go a little flexor into the green. Mystery Premium Purple is just so good, dude. Now, if you guys are seeing this after the... This is Pete. I just don't understand how you do it. I don't understand how you do it because that feels so straightforward. I told you guys, the reason we had to have some understable stuff is because this course, there's not necessarily like a layout where we are getting to throw to baskets that are straight or on the right. A lot of turnover shots, which is something that if you struggle with a forehand and you're trying to build a forehand, grabbing some flippy stuff, grabbing some overstable stuff, and getting used to forehanding it can be such a cool process because you're forced into learning these lines. And if you never try to forehand only round, or let's say you're a forehand dominant player and you never try to backhand only round, these are ways to pull you out of your comfort zone. But like I was mentioning on the other one, if you've watched the video, or maybe it hasn't come out yet, there's a video on my channel that is going to be about how far do I throw, and that you should go to a field and work on your distances and things like that. And spoiler alert, if the video hasn't come out yet, or if you haven't watched it, I got real frustrated during that video and tried to, I mean, you saw candid Robbie. I don't love where I'm at with my backhand. I felt like I was moving in the right direction, and then I got real sheepish about it because I was doing something that was actually biologically hurting me, and it's caused so many problems down the road. And so because of that, I'm just not really apt to like run out and practice and keep trying to push that barrier because there's the fear of injury, and I'd like to be able to play disc golf. I'm finally at a point where I feel like I can play disc golf kind of as much as I want and throw as many shots as I want while I'm playing on a course. Field work is another beast entirely. That's such a fun shot. Gotta try throwing flippy stuff on forehand, guys. I'm just now realizing as I packed this forehand only bag and realizing the shirt that I wore. I normally never wear cotton shirts while I film, but this is just what I was wearing while I was doing lessons today. We've got a Trash Panda shirt, 2 Trash Panda discs, and I'm wondering, a la Barney Stinson, have you met my friend Jesse? All right, mystery premium plastic purple disc. Let's see what you got. Hit that tree. It didn't hit that tree, that's okay. We will make ourselves a putt for the par. So I'm excited to get back to tournaments, excited to get back to events. I've missed that, but life continues to be busy. But we're also just continuing to see cool opportunities arise in content creation in general. A position is 250 feet away. There is water behind said basket, like off in the ditch, but you aren't necessarily like in a ton of danger running to that water. This is going to take a little bit of a flexi flex to get there. I don't know, maybe I'll just pump it out straight on hyzer. But in the content creation world, something that for a while in this, towards the end of 2023, I saw sort of a dip in views, and I was like, all right, let me experiment. Let me find out, has my audience evolved beyond me? Are people not watching? Do we not have as much beginners coming into the sport? Maybe all of it was true, maybe none of it was true. So I tried out some challenges, I tried out stuff like that. And recently we've tried going back to just raw tutorials, raw helping, and the reception has been really great. So I'm excited to be back and doing this. And it's also opened up more coaching opportunities. That could be gone forever. Time to go visit my friend Slytherin's the snakes. There it is. Dry on the other side. It is in this giant ravine, and based on how crazy this week is, I've been trying to get out to film this video for the last 4 days, and life and calamity has gotten in the way. So this makes sense, and even more sense would be if there is a copperhead or something dangerous inside here. So we're gonna film, we're gonna throw. It's gonna be great. I really don't wanna go to the hospital today. Make sure you look before you jump so that there are no snakes where you jump. That would have been cool. My heart rate is very high right now. As someone who's been bitten by a snake before, you don't want to do it twice. So recently, inside of the content creation realm, we've also started offering lessons over at foundationdisc.com, which is super fun. I have been doing in-person lessons around Birmingham for quite some time. And even inside of my Patreon, the Birdie Fam, I do monthly form reviews. For those who don't have coaches in their area or just haven't found a coach that they want to work with, we're finally offering lessons, which is awesome because it allows Foundation to open up an opportunity to jump into coaching, which they haven't done in the past. And it also gives me a really fun outlet to connect with y'all. And we're a week into doing lessons at the point I'm filming this video, and it's been so fun watching sort of the light bulbs go off in so many people's eyes in just a 30-minute lesson. So if you want to check out lessons, feel free to look down below. I'm really enjoying it, and it brings up like a trouble point, and that is the phrase, those who can't do, teach. I'm gonna go Halo Polecat, aka Felon. I think these, if I remember, this run's like pretty overstable, and we're going up high. This is not the disc that I would normally suggest throwing here, but this is another beautiful part about coaching, is that if I was coaching through and you had to throw a forehand here, I wouldn't want to go something flippy because we're going uphill. So I'm going to have to yeet that thing and get it going, but it's because I'd have to like go so high and hard with it, it would have the chance to turn into a cut roller and roll all the way up the hill or roll to somewhere in trouble. I also don't have a ton of room to sort of like give it room to turn all the way over because there's high trees to the right. So I'm gonna kind of just go with a forehand middle weight and try to pull it over to the left and see, maybe it'll flex out in time. Yeah, that's totally the gap that we were going for. It was obviously going through that skinny gap the whole time, not trying to pull it through the wide open gap that's up there. But we thought about the process correctly, which netted a birdie. So let's talk about the phrase, those who can't do, teach. Because here's the problem. People may be like, oh, well, that's just true for the majority, Robbie. It's true for the majority. But I think the majority can't do and can't teach. That's why there's an availability of students. So that's fine. But even if we go to other majorities, I think that there are plenty of people who can do and can teach, just like there are people who can do and can't teach. There's just so many majorities out there, but like looking at probably, I would say, some of the most prominent coaches on the internet right now in the disc golf space. You ready for a rundown? Slingshot Disc Golf teaches distance, can throw really far. Overthrow Disc Golf teaches so many form mechanics, can do, has great backhand form, great forehand form. Blitz DG, yo, can do and teaching other people how to do. Yanni Going Places, can do. Like, I mean, man, you watch that man throw like an envy, like 400 feet. That's insane. But also a phenomenal teacher. And even if those 4 people couldn't do, they're still really good at teaching. We got to get past this in disc golf, guys. It gets just gets my heart racing. It gets me so bothered. Like, do I feel comfortable teaching forehand? Yes, I do, because I can throw a really good forehand. But also, and I'll say this, like, if you don't throw a 450-foot backhand, I probably can help you with your backhand. And no, I don't throw a 450-foot backhand. But I'm not saying it's outside the realm of possibility that I could still help you with your backhand if you throw 450. But if you throw 450, I'm gonna be honest, probably don't book a lesson with me. Go with one of the 4 people I just listed. And if you want to get really good at putting, I don't know if they're good at putting. I don't know what their games are. I know I'm really good at putting. So come book a lesson with me. Learning to throw far, learning to succeed in disc golf is a skill. It just is. It's a skill that most people in disc golf want to know. There are so few hobbies that you're like, hey, you know what sounds really good? Just continuing to be really, really bad at what I'm doing. But then there are folks that, hey, you've got the right mentality. You got a great mentality. I had a lesson with a guy named Steve today, and Steve was fantastic. I was talking to Steve about throwing different distances and things like that, and Steve was like, dude, I just want to throw 250 feet. If I can throw 250 feet, I can keep up with all my friends and have a great time. And y'all, that's so refreshing. And a comment like that makes me like have the drive as his coach to be like, Steve, let's get you 300. Like, let's get you that sneaky 3 so there's even more excitement. But once again, if I'm spending my time, rather than trying to get better at disc golf, becoming a better coach and learning how to get you better, why does the internet hate that? Why do people choose to be so aggressively mean? Oh, baby. Couldn't ask for better conditions. Please, may I borrow a leaf? Thank you. All right, it's a headwind. That's sick. It's so beefy. I love it. So that's life update number 2. If you're looking for some coaching, come hang out. We'll have a good time. Life update number 3, we're bringing back a series that I liked back in the day that, you know, gets the best of both worlds. After talking about that whole thing of like, hey, what if we spent more time trying to become a better coach? That's so bad. What are we doing, brother? Probably one of the most fun series we've done on the channel, and it's the road to throwing over 400 feet, because the road is dark and full of terror. So the boys over at OT actually recently dropped a video that is slow-mo of the distance comp at Worlds. And I've been watching, studying, trying to learn up, trying to get used to it. And y'all really unlocked some ideas and things that I'm like, oh, I can implement it in terms of even when Strauss and I were working, like having the shoulder or like the elbow be out so it doesn't get pinned. And I've got some ideas and I'm trying to push that series, but I want to ask you when it comes to that crushing past the 400, because my dream and my goal is that by the end of this year, I want to be throwing 450 feet consistently. I feel like if I can throw 450 feet backhand consistently when I get to tournaments, I'm going to have so many options available to me in terms of what lines I can take and how comfortable everything's going to be, because I feel very confident in my forehand. I feel very confident in my putt and my approach. Adding that last piece is paramount for success. I am going to throw from back here because this tee pad right here gets stepped on a lot, and so it's really worn down. That would be so sick if we aced. I would love it. If we did that series, and by if we did that series, I mean we're doing that series, what would you guys be looking for in that? What kind of episodes do you want to see, training regimens, things like that? And then I will do my job to be the YouTuber and package it in a series. So leave comments below. What would you like to see in that distance series? Okay, Mysterious Premium Purple Disc. When I first threw it, I kept throwing it on flexes, and I feel like I can just yeet this thing and I don't have to actually flex it. That's what that hole taught me. This is 66 feet. And we do have one final life update for you that I think is going to be kind of exciting, because at least in the Crawford life, oh, drop in. It's kind of overrun everything. And that is, yeah, we are so excited. December this year. Baby boy on the way. So incredibly excited for my parents. This will be their 7th grandchild. And so excited, like my brothers. Ooh, that's a betrayal. My brothers both have 3 kids, but on my wife's side, they have no grandkids on that side. So just like a really fun world to get to see them dive into grandparent life. I could not be more excited for parenthood and that life. And I am so grateful to each of you who watch and support and do all this, because it just allows me to live this very fun and blessed life that like will allow me to be really present in my kid's life. And I can't put a price tag on that. So I never would have thought when I started creating content so many years ago that this would ever turn into a full-time job. And just how cool it would be to welcome a son into this world, a child into this world, and know that like it's gonna be really cool just to be there for so many things. All right, in theory, last big forehand of the video. If the trees aren't so grown up, one of the ways it's really fun to play this hole is to actually blast out this left gap with the forehand and carry it all the way out there. And we do have to wait a second because this guy's walking straight through. It's a little over 300 to the basket. So we definitely should, if we get out there, have the potential to get all the way to him. So we'll give a little tournament update before throwing the shot, I guess. While I'm really looking forward to getting back to tournaments, I don't necessarily think that I'm going to be jumping into a ton of tournaments. It was really nice taking the year off in 2023 because it gave me sort of weekends back. And if I went on disc golf trips, then that was sort of my being gone from the family. And so disc golf trips should still happen. That would be the goal. But if they are happening, that will obviously take me away from being in tournaments, and I still want to go to like big pro tour events. Some of them I don't want to play, like maybe I would play in one, but probably not. I really am a big fan of those spots being like there for the people that deserve it. Would love to play more events, just not entirely sure how much we're going to get to that. Respect to the guys who are out there on the pro tour who are parents, because I cannot imagine how hard that is to be away from your kids for that long. My kid's not even like an outside baby yet, and that's so crazy, like missing so much. But props to them for doing it and getting to pursue their love and passion. All right, here we go. This is very similar to 18 or 16. This is my least favorite pad in the entire course. I've always said if I'm playing a tournament at George Ward and it comes down to hole 18 and I have to birdie and they don't, I'm just gonna lose because every time that I've really tried to power press this front corner of the box, there's one pin position that was built according to where this lays, and everything else has been put in like weird positions. So that front left corner of the box just gets worn down, and it is a danger zone, and I've hurt myself multiple times on this pad. Ooh. Okay, we got throw-in opportunity. We get another big forehand. It is for certain a backhand hole. I only throw the forehand truly on this hole because I am terrified of that tee pad. Premium plastic mystery purple disc. I'll go ahead and tell you that as your hint, it has a thumb track. Here we go. Go in. This is my third round with that disc. Third round with that disc. On the first round, I hit cage. On second round, I threw in, and here it almost went in. To all my competitors, I guess. Uh-oh. I can't wait to tell you what premium plastic mystery purple disc is. I'm actually hopefully gonna drop it off this weekend to get someone to dye it, but I've got all business Brad working on something fun regarding mystery premium plastic purple disc for you guys to be able to appreciate and enjoy, because there's a reason that it's here. Excited for y'all to see. But those are live updates. Y'all, I feel like we glossed over the last one, but just very, very excited. Very excited for the opportunities y'all have had and are created for this, and really looking forward to reigning in the new year with you guys and sort of rounding out the end of 2024. What a year. The year of the dragon. The year we got the dragon. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Please make it fantastic for someone else too. Go to a forehand only round. What'd you guys think of this? Would you like to see, what educational content would you like to see in a forehand? Yeah. In the meantime, hope you have a great one. For now, we're gonna leave you with the birdie.